Hey friends, this is Frederik, and this is your next letter. Your one-to-one with your future. This week I'm at Harvard University and I want to share this next letter with you. As every 2 weeks I share one question to spark reflection, two perspectives to open your imagination, and one experiment you can try immediately to shape the future you really want to live in. And this week's theme is Tomorrow Today. Inspired by what the desert at Burning Man taught me about how we can live and create and connect really in new ways. If you're curious about shaping your own future, not by predicting it, but by practicing it, then this is for you. So let's step into next letter together. The best school for the future isn't probably where you think. So this year I asked my kids a simple but maybe slightly radical question. Do you want to come with us to Burning Man? I asked. Two of the three kids said yes. And for a week we stepped into a city that shouldn't exist. 70,000 people in the middle of the desert, living without money, without comfort, without permanence. So as I mentioned, the official theme was Tomorrow Today. But the real theme I carried home was this. The future isn't built by predictions, it's built by practices. And into the dust, we practice something that might be our most urgent human lesson: how to live together. And so the question I want to share with you is this. What if the real question about the future isn't what will happen, but how we will live together when it does? Two perspectives. First, the economy of the gift. In the default world, as I like to say, we are trained to measure value in money and productivity or even status. But in the desert, none of that actually exists. You cannot buy food, you cannot sell water. The only economy is gifting. So at first, this might feel strange or even uncomfortable. And my kids looked around and asked, but what do we have to give? And I asked that question myself too. And the answer was simple: ourselves. A smile, a hug, a silly perfume called Eau de You, a teenager handing a stranger a handmade necklace, a child refilling your water bottle in the heat. All of those are gifts. And something radical happens in that shift. The giver is changed as much as the receiver. Because the act of giving without expectation makes us feel, or makes you feel, even more abundant in ways no paycheck or purchase ever will. So I started to wonder, what would our families, our workplaces, our politics look like if value was defined not by transactions, but by relationships? Maybe the future economy we need isn't based on what we call GDP, but on GCP, gross connection product. Second perspective. A city that disappears teaches presence. So on the last day in Black Rock City, the whole city vanishes. Camps are packed and art is dismantled, and the desert is left as if nothing ever happened. But here's the paradox. The disappearance doesn't erase the meaning. It actually sharpens it. Because you know it won't last, you savor it more. A sunrise dance, like we did, a shared meal. Even the dust storms become holy in their impermanence. And this is what I carried home. Permanence is an illusion. What remains are the practices, the way you greeted strangers, the courage to build something bold, the willingness to sit with grief when it arrived. So I began asking myself, what would I live differently if I knew it was all temporary? Would I spend less time protecting my comfort and more time creating connection? Would I even stop waiting for the right moment and instead act in this one? Maybe the future isn't about building structures that last forever. Maybe it's about building moments that matter and then carrying those lessons forward when everything else disappears. So here's one experiment that you might try. Gift something today. Not money, not things, but something of yourself, like attention, presence, maybe a story, a moment of play. Pause and ask yourself, what do I have to give right now? And then offer it without expecting anything back. Because tomorrow isn't waiting for you to predict, it's asking you to practice it now. So, as Angela Davis once said, I am no longer accepting the things I cannot change. I am changing the things I cannot accept. And that's really the real lesson from the desert. The future isn't what we accept, it's what we decide to change together today. So I hope you enjoyed this next letter, your one-to-one with your future. My name is Frederik, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in your future. Thank you.